Hi, everybody. Thank you for taking half an hour out of your lunch break to be with me. It's brilliant to see so many familiar faces. I'm just going to let some other people in, if that's okay. So bear with me 1 second. It's nowadays you get double the amount of people as the note takers have to work out who's who. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Emma Goode. I am the founder of digital marketing agency 24 Fingers. I work with people all over the world to get more results from their digital marketing. And today we're going to be talking about website conversions. I know there's going to be a lot of people here that have spent money with website developers. And it's one of those things that you think, oh, I've got a website, it looks wonderful. And then you're like, why is nobody coming? And Google knows my website. Come on, send me these people. And the old adage of build it and they will come actually isn't true on digital marketing, and it's becoming less and less true over time. So today's session is to give you some practical tips on how to make your website a lead machine engine. That's the goal. So I'm going to share screen and make sure that the tech gods are smiling. Do feel free to pop into chat where you're dialing in from. I know that we've got some cosmopolitan people in Dubai. I know that we've got some Yorkshire people. Be wonderful to hear where everyone is from. Essex, yes, Maria, love it. And who's just around the corner from me? Renata, I'm in Dubai at the moment actually, and I'm around the corner to Matt. So we've got lots of Essex people and Yorkshire, Nottingham, brilliant. So let me get into the detail. Can everyone see this? Okay, just give me a thumbs up. Somebody, yeah, brilliant. Thank you, Matt Marnie. Okay, so some ways to make your website work harder for you and get more leads. Hands up, pop into chat. Who's been disappointed with the amount of leads and conversions that are coming through the website? We've got a full house. Give me a thumbs up if you have. There's no shame. Yeah, it's hard, isn't it? And there's so many websites that are being launched every single day that we're fighting against our competitors, and we really want to make sure that we cut through. So let me share some stuff. So for those of you that don't know me, I'm one of the Facebook and Vodafone trainers. So I get the pleasure of working with small business owners around the world. I think I've trained about 1,500 people now. And I kindly got voted Enterprise Nations UK Marketing Advisor of the Year last year. Thank you for the people that voted for me on this call. I really appreciate it. Even though I'm in Dubai, I pride myself on being a very much Essex girl, and I've got the best job in the world of being a mum as well. So that's enough about me. Let me start off. So the idea about this session is that your website could be fully functional. It could look great. It could have all the bells, all the whistles, but it could be really underperforming for you. And for me personally, there's nothing better than logging on in the morning and seeing somebody sign up to something on my website that wasn't a friend or wasn't a family, it was a stranger. That's an absolutely amazing feeling. And that's what I want for everybody here, a pipeline. If you can get a pipeline through your website, it means that you don't have to rely on paid advertising. It means that you don't have to constantly go on to like networking meetings all the time. It means that you've got an engine that you kind of plug loads of people at the top, and it will filter through into inquiries, which is what we all want, right? You'll be pleased to know this doesn't mean that you have to do loads and loads more social media every day. It's more about how we make our websites basically convert higher. So it's converting the traffic that you're already getting in order to get them to actually do something at the end of it. So not just visit your website and bounce off, but actually take an action, leave you a contact, subscribe to your newsletter, for example. So for those of you that don't fancy doing more social media, you'll be pleased to know that. Hands up who's got Google Analytics. It shows you that you've got hundreds and tens of, whatever metric you get on your website, people come to your website. But then you look at your contact form and you're like, wait a minute, I've had 100 people on the site this week, but nobody's left me a contact form. If that sounds familiar, that basically shows you that your website has a conversion issue. And it could be the content, it could be the layout of the page, it could be the buttons, it could be like the psychology on the page, and we'll talk about that. But the point is, you won't know, right? No one's going to ring you up and go, oh, I looked at your website and I wasn't quite sure what you did. They're just going to blank you and ghost you. And that's the gap. That's what we want to fix. Start thinking about your website as a decision-making tool. And what I mean by that is that you've got X amount of seconds to convince somebody that you are the person for them and that your service can do what it is that they need. I was talking to my sister last night and she said, oh, I don't like doing sales calls. And I said, sales calls, you're just fulfilling a need that somebody wants. And she's like, oh, right, yeah, it's a different way of thinking about it. And websites are exactly the same. You're basically taking somebody that potentially knows you into the like and the trust in the funnels. You're taking someone from the top of the funnel right to the bottom of the funnel, and that's when they actually pay you. And the website does the bit in the middle. It educates, it informs, and it collects data. You might have a Facebook account, you might have Facebook Pixel, you might have Google Analytics. All of that is tracking data. And what we want to do is make sure all of that good stuff, that data, that IP is actually converting into sales on your bottom line. Number one, make it obvious who you help. Okay, so you want somebody to come onto your website and know exactly that they can solve the problem that you've got. So there's a huge tendency to write for an internal viewpoint. So what I mean by that is, you guys on this call are absolutely experts at what you do. Like, from beginning day dot exactly what your product is and what your service is. What we need to do is translate that into their language. So for me, I could write about, actually, Matt Marney. Let's use Matt as an example. Somebody come onto Matt Marney's website. He's a personal trainer and personal development coach and all-round superstar. But they want to know that working with Matt, they're going to get more productive. They're going to have less brain fog. They're going to move better. Their marginal decades is going to be improved by all the fitness and mindfulness that they've done. And they want to know that at the end of the day, they're going to shift some pounds. They're going to have more energy and they're going to have more time to spend with their family and they're going to feel better and healthy. That's what they want to know. So your website needs to talk to them in their language. If Matt started talking about, I am going to do a module that talks about the vagus nerve, people are like, I just want to feel better and shift a few pounds. Like, we have to kind of meet them where they're at, if that makes sense. And I think there's a huge tendency, because we're all experts and we're all probably quite technical in our world. We shove all these like buzzwords in. We know what we're talking about, but what they want is to know that they're going to feel better about the problem that they've got at this particular moment, if that makes sense. Next one. Like, you can't be too clear on that, and I'll show you some examples shortly. Okay, next one is show proof early. And what we mean by that is show people you're wonderful, show people that other people have said that you're amazing. And how we do that is by reviews and by stats on your website. So someone come to you feeling like this or having this particular problem after working with you, the output or the benefit was X. You made them feel differently, you helped them, you transformed their living room from a house to a home, or whatever your product or service is. Well, ideally what you want is somebody else to sell that good stuff for you. So this morning somebody texted me and we looked at the campaign, they're like, oh my God, you're amazing. I'm going to screenshot that text and I'm going to put that all out on my social media, because it's all very well me saying that I'm great, but if somebody else says it, then people believe other people, because otherwise it feels like you're blowing your own trumpet, right? So on your website, make it super clear through reviews, through any awards that you've got, or certificate. I can never say this word, certificate. I can't say it. Certificates, that word. But like, don't be like afraid to put all that on there. Okay, because you're basically proving and you're justifying why someone spends £1 with you versus your competitors. Reduce decision friction. And what I mean by that is, don't give someone too much time to think and wait. So basically on a website, you want to do clear buttons. You want to take somebody through the beginning at the top of the page, explain the problem, explain the pain point, and then you want to guide somebody through why you can help and why you're the best choice. And then you want to give them a really clear step. So that could be book a discovery call, that could be download a lead magnet, that could be subscribe to the podcast. But you want to make it like super obvious. The minute you start going two buttons next to each other, or contact me, subscribe to the newsletter right next to each other, you're basically putting friction in, and that's when people do nothing. And that's what we don't want. That's when they bounce off. What is it? Okay. Answer unspoken questions. So people will have a judgment or a kind of perception of your industry and product. Is it going to cost me loads of money? How long will it take? Will it work? Am I going to be the only one that it doesn't work for? Right. That's the kind of like four things that somebody wants to know. And throughout your website, we want to prove that, yes, if you work with me, this is how it works, this is what it's going to cost, and this is the roadmap, this is the step-by-step thing, okay, to get somebody to visualize, okay, yep, if I move forward by the end of this process, however long that process is, whether it's a quick thing or a longer program, I'm going to get the result. Okay, and I would be quite blatant. I personally don't put in prices on my main website. There's always a kind of discussion point of whether somebody should put prices on the website. I don't, and the reason why I don't is because I've got a bespoke service that actually starts very low and it could go for millions. And I don't want to put that on the website because I don't want to alienate the people that are startup. And equally, I don't want to show the people that have got millions to spend on Facebook that I can't, I'm too cheap to work with them. So I personally don't put prices on there. But for some people that have got a program or a fixed package, then you could. I know some people are worried about their competitors knowing their pricing, but the other way to frame it as well is that you're self-selecting out the people that can't afford you. So if you want to work with a particular ICP that is important, so they might be corporate, they might need to have X amount of £1,000 budget. By putting on the price, you're going to attract the people that haven't got the budget to work with you. So you're going to save time and you're going to get a better quality clientele as well. Right, this is really interesting one. I see loads and loads of websites that, again, is like really inward focused. So it might be welcome to JVC recruitment. Okay. So that's just like fluffy. No one cares. Like no one cares. What they want to know is welcome to the person that can solve the problem that I'm looking for right now. And I'm going to show you some examples. Okay. So I would say review your website and where you're talking to them, think about whether you're actually talking to them or with them, if you know what I mean, or at them. There's like a nuance there. Think about your structure of your page. So I know when most people write their website copy, they're just thinking, oh, I've got to put that in, I mustn't forget this, and I just wanted to book. We need to think about how someone's going to move through the page. So typically that might look like problem statement up the top, the methodology, the roadmap, the process of how you work with somebody, creds and legacy, reviews, testimonials, all that good fluffy stuff, proving that you're wonderful. We know you're wonderful, but you want to prove it to strangers as well. And at the bottom, it's the call to action. And call to action don't mean to say money. Like a page on a website could be informational, it could be educational. Who was I talking to somebody? Oh yeah, I was talking to somebody the other day who runs a service that isn't particularly well known in the UK. In America, everyone knows about it, but in the UK, it's a new service. So her pages on her website very much need to be about informing and education and building up a community. So it's not always about converting somebody to a sale. Some of the pages are, some of them aren't, but you basically want to take somebody through like a really logical process of when they get to you and where they finish to you. Okay. What you don't want to do is leave somebody with nothing. I had a situation the other day where I wrote a blog, and at the bottom I put in a CTA about get next week's trends before they trend. And I put it at the bottom of the page. And what I realised was, because we're trending on like page 1 of Google, we have like hundreds of people coming onto this page and not that many people actually clicking the button. What I realised was they're not going through to the end of the page, therefore they're missing the call to action button. So what I did is I put the same button throughout the page to capture the people that only read the first 10%, 20%, 30%. So I've got much more chance of getting that conversion in. And that took me a few minutes and it didn't cost me anything. So it's thinking about kind of what you want people to do as they go through your page, bearing in mind that not everyone's going to finish. We think that everybody should finish, but unfortunately, not everyone will finish your page, unfortunately. Don't rely on one visit. Does everyone know, like, when you've gone shopping, and then you go back onto Facebook and you see that same product that you looked on the website? Is everyone familiar with that process? So that's called remarketing or retargeting. Essentially, how that works is that website tracking data, like a Google Analytics tag or a Facebook pixel, capture information. And then what they do is they match a profile to a person. So when I go onto a website and then go to Facebook, they know that where I live, they know that I've got one son, they know the pages that I visited. And from a small business owner's point of view, that's either wonderful or horrendous based on what side of the fence you're at. I love it because I think it's amazing that I can target, parents with kids under the age of 8 for when I do my private school campaigns, for example. I think that's amazing. But I know that other people don't like the platforms having so much data on them, but this is the world that we live in. What we want to do is harness that technology in a really subtle, not stalky way. So what we mean by that is setting up retargeting. So if somebody's come to your website once but not converted, the next time they go on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Google, they could see an ad from you. And because they've got a little bit of a no and a little bit of a like, that last push, that second bite of the cherry could be the difference between them getting back in touch or not. And it's super cheap to do it because you've already built up that little bit of trust with them. So that's called remarketing and retargeting. You can even do that if you've got a product-based business, that if someone put something in the basket but didn't put in their credit card, the next time they go to their email, there's an email come up that says you've left something in the checkout. And again, that can all be automated, it's all trackable, and it's super effective. And it means that while you sleep, your website can still be targeting people and still be promoting your products and services. And it's not just product-based businesses that can do that. We can do that for service-based businesses too. Lead magnets. If anybody subscribes to my stuff, you'll see that I do a lot of kind of downloadables and checklists. So that's what we mean by lead magnets. In essence, I'm building an asset that somebody downloads in exchange for their email address. Okay, and what that's meant for me personally is that I've got a really healthy email list. So you'd have seen my emails for today that come along to my webinars, etc. And that's a really great way of keeping in touch, so that they've been to your website once, but they haven't forgotten about you, because next week, in 2 weeks' time, whatever, you're going to be prospecting to them through email. And because it's GDPR compliant, if you've got the right cookie policies on your website, you are free to email them at relevant and appropriate times. I wouldn't say email them every hour, because you're going to get loads of unsubscribes. But when it's appropriate and when you've got something to share of value, or a product or a service or a course, for example, that's when you use email. And essentially, I'm saying, like, stay with these people. Don't like stalk them obsessively. Like, what's that thing, baby reindeer? But you basically want to kind of follow them around and just keep doing these little prods. Nowadays, it says like you have to be in front of somebody up to 14 times in order for them to convert. Now, you might be thinking, oh my God, 14 times, that's horrendous. But to give you hope, I did a webinar like this about 7 years ago once, and the guy came back 7 years later and went to one of your webinars, and I'm now ready to work with you, which is amazing. So keep in touch with these people. Just because they haven't converted once doesn't mean to say that they're not going to convert at another time. Okay, I'm going to show some examples, but while I take a sip of drink, does anybody have any immediate questions that I can help? Or if you'd like me to do an audit on your website, I'm really happy to. I've got some examples of like really good websites, but equally, I'm really happy to do a live example. So if you'd like me to do that, pop your website into chat. And I'm just going to take Varsha's question, which is, in the health sector, we can't make claims. So how can we say who we help? Do you have any tips? Yeah, Varsha, like, I know that you can't make medical claims, but you could I know that you get loads of reviews and word of mouth and referrals. So you could take some of the non-medical stuff. So Varsha really helped me feel X, Y, Z in their own words. Take them from your Google and My Business reviews that you're getting anyway, and you're welcome. Like, then you could put them on your website. Thank you, Donna. Thank you. We've got a guinea pig. Amazing. So I'm gonna share Donna's website. And Donna, this is take this as constructive. I haven't seen your website, so I don't know what I'm going to find. So I'll be as kind as I can. Okay, so I've got a fairly small laptop, so I wonder on a bigger laptop whether I can see all of your face. I wonder whether this fixed banner at the top and what that does on a smaller device, perhaps worth looking at that. That headline really gives me hope. That's I like that a lot. The button, there's quite a lot of text on there, so you might perhaps want to condense that too. I'm getting old, so it's hard for me to read. So maybe have that as like 2 or 3 words rather than seven. Yeah. I like the fact that you're calling out the pain point. I really like that. And what I'm feeling here is when someone comes to your website, they can be like, yep, yep, yep. Oh, that sounds like me. Okay. Let me just go back up. You're giving here the result of working with you, which is fantastic. What I'd recommend here is those 2 sentences. I have to sit and read them quite carefully to understand that this is the after result. So maybe if you could make that visually or textually a little bit strong, a little bit more clear to understand that that's like the next thing of working with you. I felt that was a continuation of the pain point, you see. Again, same comment about the button, and really brilliant to describe exactly who your ICP is, because then you can kind of work with exactly the people that you're going to make the biggest change with. I really like the arrow down. That's really clear in terms of you're guiding me to view the services. I absolutely love that, and I loved this bit because again, you're really showing what you're going to deliver. Love the picture of you. Really important to have happy, smiley faces on a website if you can. I know that's not easy for everyone. I absolutely hate having my photo on, but it really feels good. Can you put a line space in there for me, Donna, just to break up clutches and find the freedom? Okay. Find out more. I think we could go stronger in that word, to have it more action driven. Like find out more is a little bit fluffy. So have a think about that word there. Yeah, same there. But again, really love the pictures because you're showing proof of your lifestyle. Okay. Yeah, really love this. It's really clear about all the different ways that you can help people. I perhaps would swap this and then have the services, because people can get a feel for you first and then go on to the services. Just a thought, have a think about that. Stop existing, start living. I love it. Super strong. Okay, and there's quite a long bit of space here. I potentially would make that button here, or I'd put in a quiz that you could get somebody to kind of show you where they're at before your discovery call. But I really like that, Donna. Thank you for sharing, and I hope hope that was all fair to say.
No, that's brilliant. Thank you. That bit at the bottom, I need to look into that because that's usually my Instagram posts. So I don't know. I obviously haven't been on my website, so I've not noticed that wasn't on there, but appreciate that. Thank you.
No, that's fine. What that might be, Donna, is that might be a plugin that needs to be reconnected. That often happens with Instagram. Yeah, it's super easy fix. Yeah, Chris is saying very smart, Donna, great photos. Yeah, really beautiful.
But it's funny, isn't it? I mean, I would love to do a follow-up chat with you, Emma, if you offer that, because
Yeah.
I was really pleased with my website and I have a presence on LinkedIn. I've only had in 9 months 1 inquiry.
Yeah. That potentially could be your SEO visibility, and I can absolutely talk.
I'd
more.
love to, maybe if I can follow up with you after this to see, because
That's absolutely fine. So let me just go through some more examples. I want to give you as much value as possible. And Varsha asked, Donna, you do face to face or online?
Both.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to do another one. So this is a company in Dubai, different as all websites are, but I wanted to show you again kind of some really good key kind of pull-out moments. So moving video, video slow websites down, but this has been like really well produced, so it keeps the attention. Super clear on what they do, right? We're dedicated to pioneering solutions that make a tangible difference in people's lives. It's really emotive, it's really, really strong. Okay. Again, like I would be if I was in the space, that would like want me to work with this company for sure. Okay. You'll see like the new kind of way of working or websites working is like these kind of panels coming up, not all at once, and it works because again it kind of pushes you down the page even further. Really clear about what sectors they work in. Together we imagine the future of life. It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Okay, so I wanted to show you that, and again we've got nice smiley people. I'm going to show you one of my clients, Andy Ramage. For those of you that know Andy, he's a super amazing coach that helps people get the best out of themselves. Coach, speaker, author, helping you reconfigure your mind and redesign your reality. It's really clear, kind of does what it says on the tin. I think Caroline's on the call. Actually, hi Caroline. I want to show you Caroline's website. I really like this when we spoke about it the other day. Caroline explains exactly who she is. Okay, she explains what the roadmap is of working with her. She proves her credibility with her social proof and Google reviews. She talks to them, not at them. She shows exactly what services and modalities she offers. She's got her products listed out. She's got a way of capturing data. And she's giving somebody value by using the blog section there. Similarly, I'm going to show you my client Severin's. So again, Severin is telling someone the result of working with her, those 3 bullet points there. She's immediately proven her value by putting it in her reviews. She's describing what she does and how she helps, and someone can click onto each of these for more information about her with a nice big badge to show everyone else she is who she says she is, and creds. Okay, so that's just a few examples. I really want to go through everybody's and I can't, but what I would like to do is give everybody a complimentary digital health check. So I can show you, your specific website, how it measures up online, and we can then talk about how we get that up to where you want it to be. And I'm just going to open up my spreadsheet again, presentation rather. So you might be thinking now, this all sounds great, but how do I actually do all of this stuff? So there's a few different ways, and majority of these are really cost effective, and I can help you either implement or I can help you do them. So a heat mapping tool. A heat mapping tool will basically show you how far somebody goes down on your page, where they bounce off, and how far they scroll down. And that's super important, like I was saying about those buttons. I realised that was a problem. I put more buttons in. Optimization tools will help you split test, so which headline works better, which picture works better, etc. Opt-in tools might be something like a pop-up or a data capture thing, so you can grab somebody before they go, and they can be done subtly. You don't have to like bombard people with pop-ups. A landing page builder is a really great way of designing a product page that potentially doesn't look like the rest of your websites, but is purely designed for sales and conversion. And because they're already templated, they're really easy to build and get live in a quick way. Review platforms, we've got partnerships with the leading review platforms, and like I say, if you can prove that other people think you're wonderful, that's going to go really well in terms of conversions. And Google Analytics will show you exactly what people are doing on your site, where they're coming from, how long they're staying, and what pages they feel that they're staying on, shall we say. And like I say, I'm really happy to do this for your website. I've popped that into chat. Let me pop that into chat just in case I haven't. It's going to show you kind of where the gaps are, and we can put a roadmap together to get you like a really kind of consistent pipeline. So let me stop share. Let me make sure. Oh, I have put it in there. Yeah. Digital health check takes about 48 hours. So if you complete that, we can jump on a call next week, and I can look at each of your individual websites with more detail. So I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to have a sip of drink. I'm here if anybody wants to raise any questions or give me any feedback. I'd be more than happy. And I hope you've enjoyed that whistle stop tour of website conversions. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Maria. But yeah, feel free to take yourself off mute or pop something into chat. I'm really easy. Oh, thank you, Lee. That says a lot, Lee, coming from you. I really appreciate that. Thanks, Matthew. Thank you, Ralph. Everyone will get the replay as well. So if there's any bits that I went quickly on, you can rewatch at your leisure too. Heidi, yeah, do you want to email me? Well, actually, Heidi, let me pop in my Calendly, and then you can book him. Donna, do book in as well, or do the digital health check and brilliant. Yeah, Donna, I'm going to be your trainer then for the MBA. So you'll see me every other Thursday if you're doing that. I'm Andy's marketing coach. Yeah, looking forward, Chris. Thanks, Vanessa. Bye.
Emma, can I just ask a quick question?
Yeah, let me take myself off spotlight so I can see who's talking. 1 minute. Is that you, Donna?
Yes, it is. Sorry.
Yeah. That's all right.
My coaching business, what I do is outside of my full-time day job.
Yeah.
We've just rebranded in my day job company, and it is the company that I own. Could I put in a digital health check for that? Because for the first
Yeah, of
time,
course.
we've been going since 2008, and I've never had anybody doing any digital marketing at all. We've just advertised for a digital marketing graduate. We've rebranded. We're getting new websites done. But would I be able to do another health check for
Do
that
both.
business? Because I'd like to do
Of course.
both, if that's okay.
Absolutely. Do both URLs, and I can look at both of them, and I can't wait to see you. Are you starting in May with Andy?
Yes.
Yeah, so I'll be with you. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Really am.
Perfect. Okay, I'm going to jump off. Thank you very much, everyone. Really lovely to see you all, and I'll sort out the replay.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.